Now at 10, the City of Miami and its community members gathered together to celebrate local artists and their murals. Plus, the Youth Volunteer Corps of Joplin gathered to create their own invisible art. And the Clay Cup and El Taco Zone teamed up to host their 5th annual Bowl-a-thon.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The City of Miami and its community members gathered together to celebrate art and murals. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cale Chapman.
Miami Mural Fest is an arts event that celebrates street arts and murals in the city of Miami, Oklahoma. The festival brings together artists, musicians, and the community.
We do it every year to bring a little bit of art to the community. So we like to paint the town, but we also like to celebrate all arts. So we have some performers, we've got live music, and we've got a beautiful car show as well.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic, 2023 has been the biggest year for Miami Mural Fest.
This year's our biggest year yet, so we've already had a breaking turnout. We probably have about 2,500 people right here, and I hope to get some more in through the rest of the day.
A mural artist from Texas says she is excited and hopes she impresses the locals.
I hope to make something that people are excited to take photos with, and also to create something that that adds a little bit more character also to just the wall itself and the business.
Volunteers says the mural brings life to the community of Miami.
I love the murals. I love them too. It gives people something to come to Miami for. A lot of towns don't have stuff like that, but we do. So you can go down Main Street and you can see all the different murals. And every year they change, so it's something new to look at.
In Miami, Shugmam Dile, KOAM News.
The first Miami Mural Fest took place in 2017. The Clay Cup and El Taco Zone teamed up to host their 5th annual Bowl-a-thon and street festival today in Neosho, Missouri. Area potters participated in the event, making bowls for Watered Gardens' 11th annual Empty Bowls event. The public was free to enjoy live music and Mexican food while they supported their favorite local artists.
Is our 5th annual Bowl-a-thon, and what I mean by Bowl-a-thon, we're not bowling, we're making bowls for Watered Gardens Empty Bowls fundraiser. You know, this is one thing that all the potters can get together and do for our community, to help with the soup kitchens, to help with the homeless, to do what we can do.
Bowls were available for purchase, with all proceeds from this event benefiting Watered Gardens, Neosho's Hope Kitchen, Mission Joplin, and We Care for the 4 states. The Youth Volunteer Corps of Joplin gathered on the sidewalks of downtown today to create invisible art. The invisible art was created through the use of an environmentally friendly spray that is visible only in the rain. Local youth ages 11 to 18 were involved in the volunteer project. The Youth Corps hopes that the project will bring a smile to someone's face on a gloomy day.
Yeah, so today we are creating invisible artwork on the sidewalks with a special spray that will only show up when the sidewalk gets wet. It's a product called Rainworks. It's a hydrophobic spray, so you spray it on. We're using stencils.
My favorite part is getting to give back to my community, the community that gives so much to us, that I think getting to give back and show the community what we're grateful for is definitely the best part.
The spray is biodegradable and will dissolve in a few months. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at the weather.
And I wish we could see that artwork on the sidewalk with some rainfall, but unfortunately radar is clear right now. We do have a front moving through the area. In fact, it's moving through the metro area. You can see this thin blue line. That is a front that is currently moving through the region, but unfortunately it's not tapping into any moisture. There are some showers over in eastern Missouri and western Illinois associated with that front, behind the front actually, but nothing here in our area unfortunately, and that's not going to help with the allergies either. Today it was moderate, 7.7. Tomorrow a little bit worse, 10.4. Most of this is oak, mulberry, and walnut pollen, so if you're allergic to those, you've been suffering a little bit. Temperatures are going to be dropping through the 50s into the 40s tonight, all the way down to 40 degrees by morning. And looking down the lane, it looks like we're going to have some cool mornings ahead, as well as a windy Sunday, a dry period, maybe some storms late Wednesday and early Thursday, and I'll tell you more about that in just a little while.
Joplin's Empire Market hosted a special event today to celebrate their 5th year of business. Along with visiting the usual vendors, market guests could sign the market's giant birthday card and register for a raffle to win an entire greenhouse. Pollinator kits were available in the community garden, and live music helped get the event rolling.
So we are primarily at our core, we're a 4-season farmers market. So every single Saturday we're open 10 to 2. We have produce, meat, eggs, bread, all the typical things that you can find at a farmers market. Are super excited for our commercial kitchen that we just completed construction on last fall and have begun operations on the Newton commercial kitchen that's located here at Empire Market.
The Empire Market is open every Saturday starting at 10 a.m. If you plan on visiting Independence, Missouri, you can soon stay in a house fit for a king. The Elvis House, as some of the locals have affectionately called it. Elvis Presley stayed in the house while touring in the late 50s and 60s. The owners are not calling it a shrine to the rock legend, but say the house complements his legacy. The house will be opening as an Airbnb, but it won't be cheap. They say that as demand increases, rent could top nearly $2,000 a night. And a burger-making robot is the latest innovation to hit the Fayetteville food scene. It can create over 25 different kinds of burgers, with users able to customize them to their heart's content. Located in the Fayetteville Sam's Club and developed by Creator, the machine is only one of 4 that exists in the world. Coming up, the manhunt for the mass shooter that killed 5 people in Texas continues. Plus, one barber in Florida steps up to help those in need around his community. Well, there's nothing like the feeling of a fresh haircut. We've got the story of how one man in South Florida is helping the homeless community by offering free haircuts.
There's something about getting a fresh cut that makes a man feel brand new.
I don't only feel good, I look good now.
But it's the man behind the chair that's been using his clippers to make a difference through his Backpack Barber Foundation.
We created this organization in 2018 when I hit the streets with a backpack and some hygiene items to help uplift those that are experiencing homelessness, as I once experienced homelessness on and off throughout my childhood into my early adulthood.
Greg Young lives in Fort Lauderdale, and he's made it his life mission to uplift those who are struggling with addiction and homelessness, challenges he knows about all too well.
I battled incarceration over 15 times. And July 7, 2013, I walked into the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I've been sober ever since.
Using his life experiences and his clippers, of course, he goes into the streets of South Florida, offering free haircuts and conversations of hope to those in need. And his work hasn't gone unnoticed.
Wall is on a mission to help make the world a beautier place. We're looking for guys with great facial hair doing good in their communities. For every free trim we do here at the Mobile Barber Shop, Wall will donate $100 to Greg's foundation.
More than 50 men received a cut, and Wall gifted a $5,000 check to the Backpack Barber Foundation.
When I'm cutting homeless and they get up and they feel refreshed and they feel brand new, it's a great feeling. When you lift somebody up and give them hope and dignity back, it goes a long way.
Young says he'll use that money to continue making a difference, and has this message to those who are going through challenging times.
If nobody today tells you they love you, Greg the Barber loves you, baby. Peace. Stay blessed, y'all.
Police in Texas say a man gunned down 5 people from a nearby house after he was asked to stop firing rounds. The FBI is helping authorities in search for the suspected gunman. Authorities also released the names of the victims. Grace White reports from Cleveland, Texas.
Authorities in Texas say a man armed with an AR-style rifle shot and killed 5 neighbors, including an 8-year-old child. All of the victims are said to be from Honduras. The San Jacinto County Sheriff says a manhunt for the 38-year-old suspect, Francisco Oropeza, continued into Saturday.
The tracking dogs from Texas Department of Corrections picked up the scent, and then they lost that scent in the water or whatever.
We will be here until we are no longer needed, to include when the subject is arrested.
The deadly violence started in the town of Cleveland, about 45 miles north of Houston, before midnight Friday. According to authorities, the family had asked the suspect to stop firing rounds just before the attack.
A gentleman stepped out of his house, said, "Hey, we're trying to keep an infant to bed," and He says it's his property. He'll do whatever he pleases on his property. The man went back in the house. Next thing they know, he's walking up the driveway with the rifle in hand.
When I heard the shooting, we were in bed, and my kids, I have 2 babies, they got scared. But we're like, well, that's normal. They're always shooting.
The sheriff said 10 people were inside the home and no one else was hurt. It's believed the suspect was intoxicated at the time and ran toward a heavily wooded forest a few miles away. Grace White for CBS News, Cleveland, Texas.
Texas has suffered several mass shootings in recent years, including last year's attack on Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. A little later, floodwater is nearing its crest in Iowa. We'll take you there.
No flooding concerns here in the 4 states. We do need some rainfall, and I'll be back in a minute to tell you if we're going to get some right after this. Another beautiful day across the 4 states, although dry, and we desperately need the rainfall. Let's take a look outside right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort this morning. And as this goes into motion, you can see that we had some clouds this morning, but as the afternoon progressed, we started to see those break up a little bit, just some cumulus clouds, and then mostly fair skies through the evening hours, including a beautiful sunset there in Seneca, Missouri. And we're experiencing some fair weather conditions across the entire area this evening. We did make it up to 68 today after starting out at 51, which was actually the normal. A little bit below on the high, but not too bad. We're way behind on rainfall, though, both for the month and for the year. And that's not good, especially as you head into the spring months. You want to be ahead on rainfall before you move into the dry summer months. In fact, April is going to go down as the 3rd driest April ever in Joplin history. And these are not the kind of records we like to set here in the 4 states with rainfall conditions. Rain, as a result, being sparse, has created the drought condition across southeastern Kansas, especially Chautauqua and Elk counties, now starting to expand into Montgomery County. But it's dry all the way into southwestern Missouri, and we desperately need some rainfall to help break that drought. But unfortunately, it's not in the cards in the immediate future. Winds right now are out of the north across most of the areas. We have a front moving through right now through the metro area. Unfortunately, this front is coming through dry. No moisture to work with. So as a result, we're going to see these winds pick up tomorrow, especially across our area in points to the north and east with winds over 30 miles per hour. So please be careful with any outside flames tomorrow. Then on Monday, the winds are going to lighten up just a little bit, but still kind of gusty up towards the north. And by evening, we should start to see the winds relax just a little bit. Radar right now, as I said, is clear. We do have the front moving right through the metro area right now. Basically, it's along I-44 down into northern Ottawa County near Miami. But unfortunately, no precipitation with that front right now. Instead, we're going to have to wait for this storm system in the Pacific Ocean get a little bit closer to us, and that will occur as we move into Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Temperatures right now are in the 50s and 60s. Notice the temperatures behind the front are the same as ahead of it. So it's really just a wind shift line at that. Dew points are lower to the north and west and a little bit higher to the south and east with dew points in the 40s. That front's going to sail through the area tonight. We'll drop down into the 40s tonight, and by the morning when you head out to services, temperatures are going to be in the mid 40s. And then as we head through the afternoon, mostly fair skies with temperatures in the 60s with brisk northwesterly winds. Then as we go into Monday morning, we're going to see lows in the 30s. Could see some frost in some sheltered valley areas with northerly winds. And then Monday afternoon, still mostly sunny with highs in the mid 60s. And temperatures by Tuesday morning still again in the 30s across our area. Rainfall amounts with the next storm system are hopefully going to be more numerous across the area. By Thursday, we should start to see some precipitation and then really accumulate Thursday night into Friday. Looks like heavier amounts might be up towards the north. Over the next 7 days, breezy tomorrow and Monday, rain on Wednesday and Thursday, continuing into Saturday, at least a chance of showers, and then more rain perhaps on Tuesday. So hopefully we're going to break this drought cycle and get a little bit more precipitation in here.
But yeah, that's what we need. I can tell you, I can feel it out there. All righty. Well, thank you, Sam. Well, one area that's getting a little bit more water than we are is Iowa. And with floodwaters rising there, cities and wetlands are feeling the impact.
As floodwaters are nearing its crest in the city of Marquette, water is not only impacting those along the shoreline, but also wetland areas farther up into the city.
So as the river goes up, our wetlands kind of swell.
What was once several smaller wetland areas is now a giant lake with several feet of water. But wetlands can help during flooding situations by taking in that extra water.
So it's a slower rise, but the wetlands are doing the same thing. They're still soaking up that water, keeping it from rushing downstream quite as fast.
However, it is not all good news for wetlands when it comes to flooding. John Stravers is the director of the Driftless Area Bird Conservation. He says wetland areas on the Mississippi are very adaptable, but recent floods over the last quarter century that last longer are impacting some of these habitats.
We had longer floods that weren't as high as this, but they were long, and those caused a lot of tree die-off, and so that's had an impact.
Not to mention how we as humans have changed the flow of the river over the last 100 years with the building of dams. They play a vital role in the shipping of products and goods across the country, but has also slowed down the flow of the river in some areas, leading to more sediment being deposited in wetlands.
These wetlands do not have the same storage capacity they had in previous years, and so it comes up here, okay? The water backs up.
Still ahead, a memorable draft day moment between a K-State running back and his father. Plus, Pittsburgh State looks to even the series against Washburn. Don't go away. We've got all those spotlights next in sports.
Well, both the Missouri Southern Lions and the Pittsburgh State Gorillas are finishing up their regular season this weekend. Lions have a chance to win the MIAA with 2 more wins and 2 Central Missouri losses. Pittsburgh State, on the other hand, is looking to finish in 3rd place for positioning in the postseason. In Pittsburgh, Gorillas hosting the Ichabods. Pitt State is looking to even the series after a loss last night. Bottom of the 2nd, no score. Cade Clemens goes deep to left field. Outfielder can't find the ball. Spoiler alert, it's because no one could find the ball. It's out of here for a solo home run. Gorillas up 1-0. Bottom of the 4th now. Game tied 1-1. Jake Grauberger finds the gap in the outfield. This one bounces off the fence. Coffey and Clemens, get on your horse. 2-run score. The 2-run double for Grauberger. Pitt State regains the lead up 3-1. Bottom of the 5th, 4-1 Pitt State. Joe Hamilton, dead center. Easton Bruce is out of room. It's out of here. Pittsburgh State goes up 6-1 after a 2-run home run by Hamilton. Gorillas even up the series and beat Washburn this afternoon 10-1. Let's take a look at Missouri Southern. And they're at Missouri Western this weekend. Lions win the series after winning today 5-3 over the Griffins. Will Daugherty goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Lions officially finish in 2nd place in the MIAA regular season standings after Central Missouri's win over Fort Hays State. So the Lions will be the 2 seed in next weekend's MIAA tournament. Well, it's officially scoreboard watching season. The Missouri Southern Lions softball team is on the road this weekend, tied with Central Oklahoma for 1st place. They have a chance to win the MIAA for the first time since 2001. But first things first, the Lions take a trip to Wichita, taking on the Newman Jets. In Game 1, the Lions sweep the Jets 4-0. Josie Topai does what she does, going 2 for 3 with a 2-run triple in this game. Leighton Weathers goes 2 for 4 with an RBI double. Lions take care of business in Game 1. In Game 2, the Lions scored all of their runs in the first 2 innings. And that's all they needed to complete the sweep against Newman, winning Game 2 4-2. Emily Perry goes 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. That sets up a huge matchup tomorrow against Central Oklahoma. Winner of that doubleheader will win the MIAA regular season championship. Pittsburgh State also in action tonight in Edmond, Oklahoma. Missouri Southern really needs some help from the Gorillas today, but Pitt State didn't show much in Game 1. Gorillas lose Game 1 7-2. However, Paxton Hayes goes 2 for 4 with an RBI double. In Game 2, a heartbreaking loss for the Gorillas. They were up 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning, but they could not hold on. Gorillas lose 4-3. Makila Griffith goes 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer in this game. Pitt State will be back at tomorrow on the road against Newman. Well, the Kansas City Royals have had a dreadful start in April. They have the 2nd worst record in Major League Baseball, but today was a day the club needed to lift their spirits. Royals and Twins starting off in the 8th inning. Royals down 2-1. Salvador Perez knocks in Bobby Witt Jr. Game is tied 2-2. So at the top of the 9th now. 2 runners on. Wild pitch by Duran. Here comes Edward Olivares to score. Royals take a 3-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th inning now. Scott Barlow on the mound, looking to close it out. Sneaking a piece of cheese by Byron Buxton. He's gone. Next batter, Larnick, hits it right back to Barlow. Royals win it 3-2 over the Twins for their 7th win of the season. St. Louis out west in downtown LA taking on the Dodgers. That game is still in progress at the moment. The Cardinals are down 1-0 at the top of the 9th inning. Only 2 hits for the night for the Cardinals all night long. St. Louis wraps up the series tomorrow in LA at 3 p.m. Well, how awesome is this? The NFL drafts in Kansas City, great weekend, and K-State running back Deuce Vaughn was drafted in the 6th round, 212th overall. Look to the left side of your screen. That's Deuce Vaughn's father, and he just got his son drafted to the Dallas Cowboys. And then look on the right side of your screen. He gets to call his son to tell them that he gets to go to work with them. How awesome is that moment? Fantastic day and fantastic draft. And, you know, we had 312,000 people at the draft in Kansas City this weekend. So Kansas City stand up. Absolutely spectacular event. They did very well.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid. And a handful of people went up there. A couple of my roommates did. They all had a good time. It was solid stuff. All right, well, we'll be right back after this. All right, well, welcome back. Sam, can you give us that weather?
We have breezy conditions tomorrow, and then as we move into Wednesday night and Thursday, that's when the rain chances really start to increase across the area. And, of course, we need lots of rain.
Yeah, for sure. It's getting dry out there.
Yep.
Brock?
Well, you know, the Missouri Southern Lions softball team looking to win tomorrow. If they sweep Central Oklahoma, then they'll be the MIAA champions. So good luck, Lions.
Yeah, hopefully they can hoist that trophy up.
So.
That'd be a great night. All right, well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.